Hello, Lucy here, and so good to see you as we're getting well into 2024. We're already in the middle of January, can't believe it. And it's a really good time to talk about what you want to achieve for the year. And I know this is talked about, whether it's like New Year's resolutions or write some goals. And most of us kind of do this earlier in the year. And they either get forgotten or we just don't have a plan that actually allows us to follow through. So this is something I'm really passionate about talking about, and is something I have recently gone through extensively with those in my Unleash Your Art membership, to really emphasize the value of really thinking about how you can have some really focused goals, create a good plan, and actually also think about the financial components and outcomes of those in a way that doesn't make you feel like it's scary or, I guess, too focused on money, but more motivating in the sense of understanding how focused action could create the beneficial outcome of more money. If you actually go through with a plan of creating something amazing, marketing and selling it well, you can really understand what the benefit could be for you, your business, your life, your family at the end of that process. So it's a really important topic, and I'm very passionate about it, like I say. And I just want to talk about 3 things in particular to help you on your way to essentially creating some good goals and not being frightened to set some financial targets as well. So the first point I just want to make is, I think we can get very overwhelmed with how many options we have to build a business, especially when we're creatives, because we constantly think of new exciting things to do. We're like, oh, I could do that now. I could do this. I could do that. And this isn't about trying to hinder that or cut that out completely. But I think it's really important at the beginning of the year to think about, what are 3 goals that I'm going to have that I'm actually going to really commit to following through on and making those happen. So you'll be doing other things outside of those 3 goals, but what are 3 focus areas that you're like, every month I'm going to have some kind of activity aligned with actually achieving these 3 things? And what that does, it gives us a really good focus, knowing what the outcome could be because we've thought about it and planned for it at the beginning of the year. And it means that we know if we stick to that we will achieve 3 really, really important and fulfilling things that will grow our creative business. So that's my first tip. The second being, many people make goals, but they don't make a plan and follow through to actually have a plan to fulfill those goals. So as we all know, you could have a big goal, say, I'm going to do my first solo exhibition, or I'm going to license my work for the first time, or I'm going to start selling my products in this particular retail store. These could be goals that you are aspiring to as examples. But if you don't have a plan to break down those big picture goals into small kind of weekly and daily actions, it's actually very hard to achieve those. And we often end up falling off the wagon and they never really come to fruition. So what I really recommend doing is thinking about, how do those goals kind of get broken down into key milestones that you have to hit to stay on track. For example, if you want to do your exhibition in November and it's a solo show and you haven't even found a venue come July, you might have no chance of actually making that happen. So there's key things that have to happen in order for you to achieve goals. So thinking about the big goal and starting to break it down piece by piece into smaller activities. And that's big milestones. You might have 5 key things that have to happen. And then looking at those over months or quarters of the year to figure out, well, what within those milestones, what do I have to kind of achieve within those months to hit those 5 big milestones? And based on those monthly activities, what do I have to do this month, this week, this day? So you start to be able to just pull it back to a to-do list, a weekly to-do list, which for me personally, my weekly to-do list, if I'm doing that well, generally in alignment, no one's perfect, by the way. I'm not perfect at this, but I think if you can do this well most of the time and have these goals that are in your mind that are kind of clear and you're excited about, and you can translate them into weekly to-do lists, you get a lot of traction and much more likelihood of succeeding at those goals over the year if you can actually take weekly, daily actions. And those actions end up being 5 minutes to an hour long, stemming from these really big goals that you set in the first place. So what I'm trying to say here, to summarize again, most people don't achieve their goals because they don't think about the big goal in the sense of how do I work backwards to the starting point of where I am today and then make progress week to week. It's all about the small things that create transformation in any business, the small activities that you take action with. And the third thing is, don't shy away from having a financial target. A lot of artists won't do this because they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm not about the money. And I would really recommend, if you're one of those people who struggle with the idea of money and, oh, it's, I don't want that to filter down my art. Well, you can't have it both ways. You're either wanting to be a person who owns a business doing what you love, creating things, and in which case you have to think about the money. If you don't want to think about the money, but you're complaining about not making traction in your business, you're going to have to at some point start thinking about it. And that doesn't mean we focus only on that, but it means we really start to think, actually, what would I like to make this year in my creative business? And what would what does that look like down the track as well? And thinking about the money, we shouldn't be ashamed of making money. We should be proud of it. And we should actually it should be another level of motivation to go, well, why shouldn't I make money creating beautiful things that I love and that others love? I mean, it's possible. There's people doing it everywhere, every day, and you can be one of them. So having a financial target and thinking about where that money could come from in your year is really, really an important step as well at the beginning of the year. And to take little, reviews along the way of how your goals are progressing and how your financial goals are progressing alongside that original plan that you originally made in the next few weeks, hopefully. So there are three things I wanted to really just suggest and really emphasize to you around how I think you could really make a difference to how you succeed with your goals this year. So just to summarize again, having 3 key focus goals that take most of your attention to make sure you achieve those. Having a plan for each of those goals to try and bring that back to a weekly, daily to-do list. And having a financial target that's in alignment with those things and in alignment with what you really like to be achieving. And I guess building on, if you've already started your creative business, what did you make last year? What would you like to make this year? Really thinking about that hard. So I've got a couple of templates I want to give to you for free as a summary for your financial and goal setting plan. And I'm going to have these in the comments. I really always like to give you a little free resource to help give you something tangible to work from and work with. So this is essentially a 1-page summary that you can use for to summarize your 3 big goals. So I've got my big brave goals. So I'd like to just encourage you to think about what would be something that actually feels quite big and really exciting for you this year that could be the real focus for you. The second being your second key goal, and the third is your third key goal. So essentially you've got your big one that's your really, really, key thing you want to achieve. And then the 2 next most important that makes up your real focus for the year. And I've just put a little prompt in here for you to think about habits. So habits create results. So you will essentially, the things you do daily will help you create success around your goals. So these are holistic in your life. So whether that be in relation to your well-being, you might go, I really want to meditate every morning when I wake up because I feel really good when I do that. I really want to go and exercise every morning because I know that starts my day off well. I want to make sure I journal in the morning. I want to make sure every Sunday, I write my to-do list for the week and have some focus and direction each day. So whatever that might be, put those habits there and have this as your 1-page summary that reminds you of the things you're trying to achieve in your year, because that's going to really help you just have that focus. I really like to have visuals. We're all visual people being creative, so it's a really good thing to have available to you. So the other one is the financial plan. So again, this is going to be something I just highly recommend just writing something down that you feel could give you some motivation and direction. So you can just think about what your target is, where your income might come from, some notes around expenses, just so you're kind of thinking ahead of the game about what you're going to pay each month with operating your business, whether that be a subscription to certain things or coaching or whatever that might look like. This gives you a little bit of an ability to have this alongside your goals and, start to take yourself and your business a little bit more seriously. And whether you are just starting out early on and you have a goal of $2,000 or $200, whatever it might be, or you have a goal of $100,000, that part of the process is a great thing to get used to, because people who are really doing well with their businesses and growing every year and growing themselves are doing this. And it doesn't mean you take away the creative element of what you do. That is how you create that income. But it means that you have some focus around what core things are going to bring you some money in to create a sustainable business that year. And then the other things that kind of naturally, we all have things that distract us throughout the year, particularly as creators, pretty things. But then we have there's some room left for that, but we know we have to kind of keep some level of focus with these things if we want to achieve what we're trying to set out to achieve in a business sense. And that's what I talk about here. I talk about the fact that this is about translating what you love doing into a business that can sustain your life and even more improve your life, even using those talents. So that's, I don't shy away from that ever. And we shouldn't be ashamed to want to make money doing what we love and sharing our beautiful work. So there's 2 resources I'll give to you for free, just 2 PDFs that you can do a summary with. Now, for those of you who just would love some more guidance on this whole process, what I have done within the Unleash Your Up membership is I've created an extensive goal setting workshop and financial planning workshop that takes you through the whole goal setting process, starting with reflecting on the year that was, your vision moving forward in a bigger sense, going through your goals, going through your habits, making a decent plan for each goal, and ending up with some great templates that you can use as well. It's a 20-page document in the goal setting workshop with an hour-long video to help you work through this process and actually get to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I've got a plan for the year. And then the financial planning guidebook is a separate guidebook to talk you through how you can think about a target and how you can consider where that money comes from and actually work through that in a sense where you have validation and confidence in what you could make this year. And I've also created a 4-page Google worksheet that you can plug in numbers already created for you to help you do that if this is all a bit much. And so that's an extra 45-minute workshop, recorded workshop to help you work through that guidebook. So that's nearly 2 hours of content for you to work through alongside templates and workbooks to help you get to the point with that 1-page plan. You're like, I can do this and I'm really excited about this year. And that's what goal setting should be about. It should be about feeling excited about it. So if you're interested in getting those essentially workshops and courses, they are available now to purchase as well. And I'll put those links in the comments. Till the end of January, you'll essentially get the financial planning workshop for free when you buy the goal setting workshop. So if you're interested in that, make sure you jump on that before the end of Jan. And after that, you can buy parts of either one, the financial planning workshop or the goal setting workshop, all together. You can buy those separately as well. So just to give you a little insight as to what those look like. We essentially have the financial planning workshop is, like I say, broken into 4 parts. Your financial target, where will your money come from to hit that target, reflecting on the self-worth, the pricing that you are actually applying to the things you're offering, and creating an overview and a summary of that financial target in a way that makes you feel really good and really excited about it. So this is just flicking through to give you some insights of what you'll get out of that, and to show you the I will also show you the Google worksheet that comes with this. It is a Google worksheet that will allow you, the workbook works alongside this. So as you go, you can put numbers in and actually get some real feeling of like, actually, this is possible. I could make this money this year from these things. And that's what this is all about, giving you confidence and motivation to go, actually, this plan is very, very exciting and it will work alongside this. So that gives you a summary of the financial planning workshop, and that works alongside the goal setting workshop. So essentially, just bring this up here for you. Essentially that financial plan, and I know some of you will feel like, like I can make goal. I feel pretty good about making my own goals, but actually the financial part is a little bit more tricky for me. So I do this separately, have done this separately for that reason, because I know some parts will be more valuable to others, for certain artists and others. But this guidebook and templates for goal setting is very, very robust, very, very detailed. So like I said, we go through reflecting, creating a vision, having a vision of what you're trying to achieve in a bigger sense is so important. Like we should always be looking, what am I trying to create in my life? What am I visualizing? What's my why here? Part 3, getting into the goal setting. Part 4, planning to succeed. So really creating a great plan around your goals and then how you can stick with those plans. So this is a 20-page workbook that will give you a great guide to create goals that you can actually stick to. And that's what I've tried to do here, create a step-by-step process, goal setting, financial planning, for you to essentially set yourself up for success this year. So if those workshops are of interest to you, the link will be in the comments as well. But otherwise, in a very high level sense, if you just want to make the most of those 2 single page summaries that I am offering you as a little freebie, they are also in the comments as well. If you've got any questions, as always, please sing out. I'm always happy to answer those as best as I can, through either whether you're watching this through YouTube or if you're watching this through the Build Your Authentic Art Business Facebook page. All right, so great to see you all, and good luck for the year. Get excited. A new year brings new opportunity, which means, the world is your oyster and you can create anything that you truly, truly want to set out to achieve if you just start to really believe it and take the action. All right, great to see you. I'll see you soon.